What is the reason?
They don't come on. Some people is went home also. No? But not so
No strictness. Sakale niyamahata yoganashta param. Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Jaya Gauranithai Jaya Gauranithai Gauranithai Jaya Gauranithai. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीडी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नमचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Welcome to our continuation on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Adi-lila chapter 7th, Lord Chaitanya in 5 features. Last time we discussed up to 39. Yes. How Lord Chaitanya made this great network of Krishna Prem spread all over. The Panchatattvas together broke open the seal on this treasure of Krishna Prem and they distributed to everyone. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to deliver all the fallen souls. Therefore, he devised many methods to liberate them from the clutches of Maya. So 39 to 151, very long passage of deliverance of Prakashanand Saraswati and his sannyasi disciples. 39th. Tabe nija bhakta kaila yatam lecha adi Sabeda matra Kashira Mayavadi. All were converted into devotees of Lord Chaitanya, even the Mlechas and Yavanas. Only the impersonalist followers of Shankaracharya evaded him. These impersonalists who are followers of Shankaracharya are generally known as Kashira Mayavadis, impersonalists residing in Varanasi. The impersonalists of Saranath, you can look at me, not there. The impersonalists of Saranath differ from those of Varanasi, or the Varanasi impersonalists propagate the idea that the impersonal Brahman is truth, whereas material varieties are false. But the Saranath impersonalists do not even believe that the absolute truth or Brahman can be understood as the opposite of Maya or illusion. So one are Mayavadis, one group, and other are Buddhas, both Buddhists. Actually, neither the Varanasi nor Saranath Mayavadis accept the principles of the Bhagavad Gita due to a poor fund of knowledge. 40 to 51 is the Mayavadi sannyasis blaspheme Lord Chaitanya. वृंदावन याइते प्रभु रहिला काशिते मायावादी गणतारे लागिला निंदिते. While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing through Varanasi on his way to Vrindavan, the Mayavadi sannyasi followers, philosophers blasphemed against him in many ways. This is Mahaprabhu's fourth attempt, not fourth attempt, actual visit to Vrindavan. 3 attempts were made. First, when he got first initiation, means when he got initiated by Shripad Ishwarpuri in Gayadham. That very night he left for Vrindavan, 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 Vrindavan. But there was unembodied sound of the demigods. Oh Lord, this is not the right time to go to Vrindavan. Now you need to go to Navadvip Dham and begin your Sankirtan moment. When the appropriate time comes, you will go to Vrindavan. We are just your servants, just reminding you. So Mahaprabhu returned. His students were very frantic. Where is our teacher one? So then he came back to Navadvip and began Sankirtan moment. So that was first attempt on the night of initiation. Second attempt after sannyas. He wanted immediately after sannyas from Kata only he wanted to go to Vrindavan. So Vrindavan. In Naradadesh, where Ganges does not flow, he wandered through the different places, fields for 3 days without eating anything, without drinking a drop of water also. Vrindavan. So Nityananda Prabhu, knowing that devotees in Navadvip Dham are quite concerned that Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas and whole of their life they won't be able to see Mahaprabhu. So in order to relieve them of their feelings of separation, Lord Shri Nityananda Prabhu tricked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by telling him that, means through the cowherd voice, that this is the path to Vrindavan and this is Yamuna. And Mahaprabhu jumped in that river saying, "Ah, Yamuna, Surya Putri." And that's where Advaita Acharya came, bringing dry saffron clothes in his hands on a boat. Mahaprabhu was surprised. Hare Advaita, how did you come to Vrindavan? How did you come to know? Then he said, "No, Lord, this is not Vrindavan, this is Shantipur. And this is not Yamuna, this is Ganga." Mahaprabhu was shocked. He said, "No, but it doesn't matter. Wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. And at Prayag, both Ganga and Yamuna meet. There is Sangam. And afterwards, there is consideration that which flows on the eastern bank is Ganga, and that which flows by western side, that is Yamuna. So you are taking bath on the western side. You are taking bath in Yamuna only. But now it's quite long, and you have been in the water taking bath. Now please come out, dry yourself, wear these fresh clothes, and come to my house, Shantipur. Let me be able to serve you. And he would also would be happy to meet you." So then he went there, and that's where Shachi Mata requested him to make Jagannath Puri as his headquarters. So he went to Jagannath Puri, then he went to South India too. Then after some time, he asked devotees that I want to go to Vrindavan. So then devotees reluctantly had to agree. So that time he exactly did not go to Vrindavan side. He went a little bit north side to Ramkeli to deliver Rup and Sanatan, because they had been waiting for Mahaprabhu's mercy ever since they were finance minister and prime ministers in the kingdom of Nawab Hussain. They were very eager to receive Mahaprabhu's mercy. Their parents, Kumardev and their mother, asked them, "Why don't you write to Mahaprabhu?" So they wrote several letters, but no reply. Ultimately, after a long time, one small message came From some scripture, Mahaprabhu quoted one verse, Paravesanani Nari, that a woman who is in love with paramour, apart from her husband, she does her household duties, chores very meticulously, leaving no doubt for her husband about her extramarital affairs. And in due course of time, she meets her paramour. Group Sanatan were very intelligent, they understood what is the meaning of this. That means we should continue serving under Nawab Hussain Shah for now. And when the right time comes, Lord would shower His mercy. They would be able to have His darshan and instructions from Him. So this was the time Mahaprabhu delivered them, and that's where Sanatan Goswami saw that every village, town Mahaprabhu would pass by. So many millions of villagers joined him, and they would also walk with him as if they were also sannyas. They were grahasthas, but they were also now Jaisa Sang, Vaisa Rang. They associated with the sannyasi Mahaprabhu. They also became sannyasi. They gave out their houses and all. They're walking, and every town, village he was passing through, the crowd was increasing like anything. So then Sanatan Goswami in the midnight when he met in Ramkeli, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, "Oh Lord, this is not good. Vrindavan is a secluded place, not to be visited with so many followers. It should be visited alone or with two, three more followers, not in such a big crowd. And also, Brajavasis are very simple. They will think you are a cheap magician. They will misunderstand. So please consider my advice." Mahaprabhu nodded. Next morning he got up, took bath, and proceeded towards Vrindavan to Kanai Natshala. There he had vision of the Lord. He was very happy. But then he saw that people walking with him were destroying so many plants and so much of noise. Then he considered the advice given by Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan gave proper advice. I should not go with so many of these followers. So then he turned back and he went to Jagannath Puri. After going there, he told devotees, because I broke the heart of Gadadhar Pandit, who was very eager to come to Vrindavan Dham, I could not enter in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Because by breaking the hearts of devotees, one cannot enter in Vrindavan. So Krishna did not allow me. But that was exclusively the desire of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deliver Rup Sanatana. Now three attempts failed. Now in 1515, Kartik month or before, he decided to go to Vrindavan, and that visit was successful. So that is the visit discussed in this 40th verse. Vrindavana yaite prabhur rahila kashite. On his way to Rishi Vrindavan Dham, he stayed in Varanasi. Mayavadi ganatare lagila nindite. When these Mayavadis of Varanasi saw, what kind of sannyasi is he? He's dancing on the streets, sannyasi and dancing. So it's like unimaginable. And he's crying. Sannyasi means emotionless, like stones only. Like this. Or worse than this. They are Mayavadis, dry philosophy, Shushka Gyan, Shushka philosophy. All dry, dry, dry. So there cannot be any weightness, including from the eyes. Nothing weight allowed there. So then, so they started blaspheming. The news came to the ears of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who simply laughed and he proceeded to Vrindavan. While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing through Varanasi on his way to Vrindavan, the Mayavadi sannyasi philosophers blasphemed against him in many ways. Sannyasi hayya kare, gayana nachana, na kare Vedanta patha, kare sankirtana. The blasphemers said, although a sannyasi, he does not take interest in the study of Vedanta, but instead always engages in chanting and dancing in Sankirtan. So this is cannot be imagined of a sannyasi. Sannyasi is very grave. There's so much knowledge of Vedanta. So knowledge makes one quite grave. That's how I can see small Nimai also, that when he got deeper in the studies in the childhood only, he became very grave. Otherwise, he was very naughty. So many childhood pranks. In Ganges only, sometimes 6 hours he would be in the waters, splashing water on other boys, other men. Those who would be doing Gayatri would go below and pull their leg. So much of mischievous activities. So many complaints came to Jagannath Mishra, his father, and Mother Sachi, his mother. But then, after Vishwarup took sannyas, and Nimai became very studious, started studying script, studies the books very seriously. Jagannath Mishra became alarmed. My God, my second son, Vishwambar, now he has become so serious about his studies. Studies means not mathematics, geography, and all this language. Studies means Veda studies, Vedic studies. All the Vedas he was studying. So Jagannath Mishra became alarmed. If he studies Vedas deeply, he will understand material world is temporary, material life, there is no pleasure here. He will also renounce the whole world, like his elder brother Vishwarup. So that will be so dangerous. I already have lost my eldest son as a sannyasi. He will also take sannyas. What is the use of family life? Putra vina graha shunyam. Family life is hollow, empty, dreary void without a child. He had two children. One he lost, elder son, eldest son. Now second also might get lost. He may also take sannyas, following in the footsteps of his elder brother. So he said, "No, my Nimai will not go to school as well. School band us." And then Nimai became very naughty again. He sat on pile of old rejected cooked pots, all black soot and all touching his body. And then when Mother Sachi asked, "Come down, what is this?" He said, "How will I know what is proper, what is improper if I don't go to school?" Like that. And everything is made from Lord only na earth. From earth only Sandesh, Gulab Jamuns are made. From earth only these pots are made. She said, "No, no, no, no. That is not the way. By eating Gulab Jamun and all, your body will nourish. By eating pots like this, your body will have difficulty." So she smashed Mayavad philosophy, and Nimai was very happy. But then afterwards, Jagannath Mishra had to give permission for Nimai's continuation of the school. So it is true that one who studies the scriptures, he becomes very grave. He cannot be attracted by worldly pleasures. But beyond all that, there is bhakti, attraction to Krishna. Those who are sannyasis, those who are deep in the study of the scriptures, they have no attraction for worldly pleasure. Atmaramascha munayo nirgranthapi urukrame kuruvanti hetu kim bhaktim ittam bhuta guno hari. Atmaramascha munayo, those who are self-satisfied. Because of the knowledge, they understand there is no pleasure outside. So why should I waste my time? Go here, go to Eiffel Tower, go to see Taj Mahal. क्या है सब? All earth, water, fire, air, ether. Just like like I take soil and I pile it up in a way like looking like Eiffel Tower, and I say, just see. Children will be attracted. Hey, very good. And I paint it nicely, like the Eiffel Tower looks. Then I mix up all that, break the whole thing. Like in childhood, you all might have played, no? In Diwali, making forts and all that. And then I again mix it with water, make it soft. And again I put it in the form of Taj Mahal and paint it white and all that. And I call all boys and just see. This is in Taj Mahal like that. मैंने अपने मुमताज के लिए बनाया है And all children, yeah. तेरी मुमताज बहुत खुश नसीब है मेरी मुमताज ही नहीं है so like that. And then again I smash it all over. And then I make Gateway of India. And just see my Gateway of India. This is the entrance to India, like that. And all children, they clap hands like that. This is all foolishness. This is all earth, water, fire, air, ether. What's the point in going to France to see Eiffel Tower, going to Agra to see Taj Mahal? What's going to Bombay to see Gateway of India? It's all earth, water, fire, mainly, isn't it? उसको वही समझ इधर भी कर सकते हैं हम सब. And he was very tall. It's tall. Then sky is far farther than that. So there is no pleasure there, that's clear. But then bhakti gives so much more pleasure. That is not clear to Gyanis. They don't have access to bhakti. Atmara Mahasya Munayo Nirgrantha api urukrame. Nirgrantha, Granthi, knots. They don't have any attachment to this material world. In family life, after marriage, husband and wife, their hearts are knotted. The heart of the husband, heart of the wife, they come together. It's like two ropes, and you take Hridaya Granthi. What is that shloka? Pumsa Shriya Mithuni Bhavametam Tayor Mitho Hridaya Granthi Mahu Atagrha Kshetra Sutapta Vitter Janasya Mohoyam Aham Mameti. Pumsastriya. When husband and when boy and girl they come together in marriage ties, so they have so much attachment to each other. But then still it is like they're staying together, they're looking at each other and this and that. That attachment keeps growing more and more as they're together only now, they're serving each other. And what to speak when they have sexual intercourse? Pumsastriya mithuni bhavam. When they have sex, then though they are like gone, in a sense, tightly bound. Omsastriya mithuni bhavamitam tayor mitho rudhaya granthi maho. So in sexual intercourse, their bodies are joined, but more than that, their hearts are tied up. Whole life, they are prisoners. They just can't escape now. So they have tremendous attraction to each other. Tayor mitho rudhaya granthi maho. Atagraha kshetra sutapta vitter. Then atagraha is after their marriage itself, graha has to be there. Till then, as a boy, he can sleep anywhere on the road. If it is raining there, he can find by the side of the road some tapari, some chapri, something below that he can go there and spend one night. Next night somewhere else, below a tree, terrace, somewhere parking area. No problem. But after marriage, no, a girl is there, wife is there, a member of the opposite sex. She requires protection. He cannot sleep like that on the road. So he has to build house. Atagraha kshetra, some land for tilling, so that grains are produced and then he can feed her. Atagraha kshetra suta, children will come. So, Atagraha kshetra suta apta, so many relatives. Her brother, her sister, her father, her mother, her brother-in-law or whatever, her uncles, daughters, husbands, brother. So many twists, turns. Atagraha kshetra suta apta vitter, money is required for so many things. Janasya mohoyam, and thus the living entities become more illusion, moha. Janasya mohoyam, aham, I am husband, mama, she's mine, she's my wife, mama iti. So very dangerous. Samsara bandha. So a lot of bodily conception, bodily consciousness increases. He says, Prabhupada quotes in the 5th canto, Jadabharat section, Deha smriti nahi jara, samsara bandhana kahantara. One who is forgetful of his body, Deha smriti nahi jara, जिसका नहीं है देह स्मृति, संसार बंधन कहांतार, उसको संसार का बंधन ही किधर है? नो क्वेश्चन. So Atma comes first. Atma jaya sutagara rajyam dravina bandhushu. Atma. So for a brahmachari, the only problem is the body. Atma jaya, wife. No wife for a brahmachari. Atma jaya suta, children. Atma jaya suta agar. Agar, house. Nahi, is homeless. Agar. Rajyam, kingdom. No kingdom. Rajyam dravina, wealth. Zero. Bandhushu, relatives, zero. So these other things are not there for him. Rajyam cha avikale. So other problems are not there, but one problem is there for a brahmachari. Only one. Atma, the body. So if only he can become free from bodily concept of life, he is a liberated soul. He is already in Golok Vrindavan. Only his body is there as per Krishna's desire for some welfare work. Jana Kalyana Hetu. तो आत्म जाया सुता देह स्मृति नाही जार संसार बंधन कहांतर. So for brahmachari sannyasi, the other sansar bandhan is not there, only this bodily conception, bodily consciousness is there. If only he gets freed from that, deha smriti nahi jar, samsar bandhan hai nahi uske liye, is free. It's completely called as जीवन मुक्त. इहायस्य हरिर्दास्य कर्मणा मनसा गिरा निखिलाशु अप्यवस्थासु जीवन मुक्त स उच्यते. Prabhupada quotes this quite often in his books. Ihayasya harirdasya. One who, while living in his body, is encased, encaged in one sense. Cage. This body is a cage. पिंजड़ा है ये. पिंजरे में हम फंसे हुए सब पंछी हैं. जो भी हो, आप तोता होंगे, चिड़िया होंगे, या कौन, मयूर होंगे, और कौन, स्पैरो, pigeon, whatever. But every bird is stuck in the encaged or encase. This is a casing. Like a ring is in a casing, velvet, made up of velvet box. So it is encased, or we are encased, or we are encaged. Iha yasya harer dasya. So while encased in this body, one who serves Krishna as his servant, harer dasya karmana manasa gira, with his body, mind, and words. Nikhilashu api avastashu. Though he is stuck in this body, Jivan Mukta sa uchyate. He is called as a Jivan Mukta. He is a liberated soul. He is free. He is only encased or encaged in this body. It is like dry coconut, wet coconut, dark green coconut, tender coconut. So everything is stuck inside. But as it gets dried more and more and more, then the pulp becomes separated from the shell. And when in the market, when you're purchasing that, you can shake it like this and you can see what's happening inside the shell. The whole pulp is rotating. You can understand. And if you want, you can break it and see the whole ball comes out brown. Inside white pulp and just outer shell brown. So what they call? Cobra. Yeah. So that is how one will be. यहाँ यस्य हरे दास्य कर्मणा मनसा गिरा निखिलाशु अप्यवस्थासु जीवन मुक्त सब उच्यते. So that's the secret. Yeah, संसार बंधन कहाँ था? But for men and women, when they come together in the ties of marriage, they get bound up. So it's a big bondage. That's why if somebody can become brahmachari and remain lifelong brahmachari, 75% is already liberated. Because of not having sex with a woman, he doesn't have graha, kshetra, sutta, apta, vitta, nothing is there. So majority of the problems are gone. 75% is liberated, but 25% is still, he's not a pure devotee. Because attachment to body, bodily concept of life, he is not yet free. If he can become free from that, bhakti has that potency to make him free from the bodily concept of life. But he has to practice bhakti wholeheartedly, sincerely, 24/7 throughout life. So if he does that, not throughout life, just for few years only he does it, he will become 100% pure devotee. And then the rest of the years as a pure devotee, he can deliver so many others while being on the planet. That is Krishna's mercy upon all the conditioned souls through such a pure devotee. So it is true that if one studies the scriptures, one will develop complete renunciation. One will not be attracted to any pleasure of this world because he knows all illusion. Just like in childhood, we all played all that stuff, and we had the cycling. Now what? Now do we get attracted? Hey, I want. We tell, like you tell. Harshit Pru tells. Kapil Pru, I want this. Fort. Which fort? Red Fort. There in the market. Red Fort means that replica. What do you call? Made up of mud, clay something. And then he asked Harshit Pru, कितना है? कितने का है? Red Fort is only for 40 rupees. अरे तेरे बाप ने भी एक टाइल भी 40 रुपीज का नहीं होता. तेरा बाप, तेरा परत बाप जो भी है, वो भी एक टाइल खरीद नहीं सकता 40 रुपए में रेड फोर्ट का. बहुत कॉस्टली होता है. In those years, though marble was abundantly available in Rajasthan, still red stone was far costlier, and it was like a royal majesty. Marble was abundantly available, but marble was not so considered special. Red stone was far superior to marble. That's why only royal families were allowed, especially Mughals and all. They only could build a red fort or something like that, made up of that red stone, like that. So here you are going to purchase red fort in 40 rupees. Will you do that? कॉपी देखो ना, मेरे पास सिर्फ 39 ही रुपीज है, 1 रुपया कम पड़ रहा है. एनीवे ये thousands of rupees. ये अंदर की बात है, इतने अंदर की भी नहीं है, but still. So now you don't go crazy, isn't it? But in childhood we all might have been crazy, isn't it? Yes or not? मुझे चाहिए मम्मी, मम्मी. So much. And if it is too much, he is not giving. Father is not. पैसा वाला आदमी तो फादर ही है, मम्मी तो खाली होम मिनिस्टर, होम में उसकी हुकूमत चलती है, बाकी कुछ नहीं। तो फिर अभी क्या करेंगे? मम्मी कुछ चिल्ला रहा है लेकिन पैसा किससे लाना है? पिताजी के जेब से, वो निकल ही नहीं रहा। तो अब ज्यादा हो गया तो फिर उधर ही रोड पे सो जाने का, हाथ पाव हिला पूरा ऐसा लोटपोट हो जाने का, कपड़े खराब करने के। तो पिता बोलता है पागल कहेगा, चुप, हाँ ले रहा हूँ, उड़ो, उड़ गया। आंखें भी रेड फोर्ट मिलेगा। एंड देन फादर परचेसेस, miss gives an hand. ये ले, चुप बैठ। Prabhupada also showed that human child's behavior. Father purchased one gun in fair like that, and Prabhupada saw afterwards another shop and another style of gun. He said, "I want that gun." But father said, "You already have one gun. I purchased it." No, for other hand, that is for right hand. But what about left hand? That is not required. With one gun, you can kill the person, and both hands are required in one sense. Small revolver with two hands. So Prabhupada became very abhay. He started rolling on the ground, shaking his hands and legs. So father said, "Okay, abhay, stop. I'll purchase." And he purchased. And Prabhupada was very happy. Two guns in two hands. Chai. That's victory. Like that. So Prabhupada said, whatever I decided in life, I achieved it. And he used this example. How in childhood I was very adamant. And father had to give me second gun. So like that, now I want temples. I want more devotees. I want books to be distributed. So Krishna has to fulfill my desires. Like that. So good that we had such adamant Prabhupada as our founder Acharya. So read scriptures and become detached from worldly pleasures. Because devotees don't read Prabhupada books, they can't become brahmacharis. Those who don't read sufficiently Prabhupada books, they won't have the strength to join as brahmacharis. And even those who join as brahmacharis, if they don't read regularly books, they cannot continue. 2, 3, 5, 6 years, 5, 10 years, show may go on. Afterwards, they will leave ashram because they are not getting nourished. Their brain is not more powerful than their mind. Mind will be overcome. Mind will overcome the brain, and they will lose their discrimination power, and they will get carried away. Their feelings will be sentimental feelings. Some Mataji says, "Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you give such nice class. Yeah, Mataji, you are so nice. You're so beautiful. If only you can be my wife, then life would be so nice." So he'll get carried away. So when a woman says you are so nice, so the man should have strength to understand I am not nice. This body filled with urine, stool, pus, bile, mucus, hair, and all this nasty stuff. How is this woman is a fool number one? She's saying you are very beautiful. तो ये सब one who reads scriptures daily, his brain will dictate. Otherwise mind will think ये कितनी अच्छी माता जी है, कितनी अच्छी कल्पना है, ये कल्पना कितनी अच्छी है, ये कल्पना एक कल्पना न रहकर वो मेरे जीवन में हकीकत बन जाए तो जीवन बन जाए, है कि नहीं? ट्रू और नॉट, ट्रू और फॉल्स? False. If true, give reasons. If false, no need of reasons. That is how, na? In childhood, we had na? True or false. If true, you have to give reason. Na? If false, you don't have to give reason. It is false only. No reason required. Why? Because if you think it is true, your reasoning is not functioning. So you have to give reason. Why it is true? पागल है तू, दिमाग घूम गया है तेरा. तो तेरे दिमाग को ठिकाने पे लाने के लिए they are asking if true give the reason, but a fellow doesn't understand only. Is a fool number one. So one has to be very strong internally. बाहर से कोई कुछ भी क्यों ना बोले, अर्थात ये तो glorification हो गया. Some other males will criticize and females will glorify you. So these are the biggest challenge. Males will never glorify you and females may not criticize you. If that happens, it is so wonderful. If females criticize you, अपने आप पत्ता कट गया. Marriage हो ही नहीं सकता, attraction हो ही नहीं सकता. And if the males glorify you, that will be another problem. So So the males will criticize you and females will glorify you. So how you remain undisturbed? Dhirastatrana muyati. That is the challenge for every sadhaka. And if he is deep in the scriptures, he won't be disturbed. इतना लोगों को जो बोलना है बोलने दो. Like that. So in purport Prabhupada says, Srimad Bhagavatam is Bhashyoyam Brahma Sutrana. In other words, all the Vedanta philosophy and aphorisms of the Brahma Sutra is thoroughly described in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sripad Shankaracharya has given special stress to the study of Vedanta philosophy. Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramantaha Kopi Navantaha Khalu Bhagyavantaha. This is Mayavadi slogan. Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramanta. Be absorbed in Vedic aphorisms. Adhato Brahma Jigyasa. Now is the time to inquire into the absolute truth. So, Aham Brahmasmi. I am not body, I am spirit soul. So, Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramanta. Always be absorbed in that. Kopi Navanta Khalu Bhagyavanta. One who is most fortunate. Who is the most fortunate one? Who possesses Kopin. In life, he has no possession. No house, no बैंक बैलेंस, नो रिलेटिव, नथिंग. एक ही चीज है उसके पोजीशन में, वो है कॉपिन, इज लाइन क्लॉथ. अंडरवेयर, अंडरवेयर भी नहीं, अंडरवेयर भी थोड़ा सा लंबा रहता है, इसमें उतना भी नहीं, जस्ट अ पीस ऑफ क्लॉथ. कॉपिन बनता खलु भाग्यवंत, ही इज इंडीड फॉर्चुनेट. क्योंकि है ही नहीं पोजीशन, तो न रहेगा बांस न बजेगी बांसुरी. कुछ है ही नहीं तो सिक्योरिटी का कुछ हेडेक ही नहीं. लॉकर में मैंने ठीक से लॉक किया है कि नहीं, लॉकर ही नहीं है. चाबी ही नहीं है, और लॉकर भी है तो उसमें रखने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. एक कॉपी नहीं, उसको कौन चुराने वाला है. गलती से अगर वो चोर ने ले लिया, अरे पोछने के लिए कुछ क्लॉथ है ना, पोछने का नहीं तो इसका अंडर गए है. Sometimes brahmachari traveling in the train, early morning they take bath in the train, and then they put their clothes, gamcha and kopin also for drying. So when it is wet, it is stuck to that steel rod or whatever. But when it is dried up, then it is not stuck there. So and the wind blows, because all doors, windows are open. Then it flies. And it flies, it falls on the ground. Some Mataji takes it and nicely folds it. Swami ji, ये आपका napkin नीचे गिर गया. Napkin नहीं है, हैंकरचिप नहीं है. आई हैंकर फॉर माई कॉपिन. बोले कि मैं हैंकरचिप इतना चीफ नहीं है, चीफ है मेरे जीवन में, लेकिन ये माता जी तो ऐसे एकदम अच्छा है, उसके पास आयरन वगैरह नहीं तो ये लीजिए स्वामी जी, आपका हैंकर चिप, फॉर विच यू हैंकर ऑलवेज. चीफ हैंकरिंग, हैंकर चिफ, चीफ हैंकर. चीफ हैंकरिंग. It is said a brahmachari is more attached to his wife than a grihastha is. A brahmachari is more attached to his kopin than a grihastha is to his wife. इतना अटैचमेंट होता. मेरा कॉपिन देखा क्या ब्रो, मेरा कॉपिन, कॉपिन किधर है? जीना तो क्या जीना कॉपिन के बिना, क्योंकि इसका पूरा लाइफ का एसेट्स, होल लाइफ सेविंग्स आर इन दैट कॉपी ओनली. इतना कंसर्न. वो गया दिल्ली पहुंच गया, इधर से कानपुर से, तो भी कानपुर फोन करे मेरा कॉपी तो रह गया उधर, थोड़ा सा वो इससे भेज दो तो, स्पीड पोस्ट से, कुरियर से. 10,000 रुपए खर्चा चलेगा, कॉपी तो 10 रुपए का भी नहीं, 10 पैसे का भी नहीं, लेकिन कुरियर से भेज देना उधर दिल्ली में. और वहां लंदन भी जा रहा हूँ आगे दिल्ली से, तो लंदन भेज देना फिर, लेकिन जरूर भेजना, मैं तो मर जाऊंगा मैं वो हडसन रिवर में, लंदन वाली. तो कॉपी नवंता खलु भाग्यवंता. A sannyasi accepting the renounced order very strictly and wearing nothing more than a loin cloth should always enjoy the philosophical statements in the Vedanta Sutra. Such a person in the renounced order is to be considered very fortunate. So it is true, but he should not become proud. If you become proud, in Marathi it said सगळं मुसळ केरात. All that you achieved nicely, all gone to garbage. So it is not good. मूर्ख शर्म सन्यासी निज धर्म नाही जाने, भाव कहैया फेरे भाव के रसने. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an illiterate sannyasi and therefore does not know his real function. Guided only by his sentiments, he wanders about in the company of other sentimentalists. So this mind and intelligence tug of war goes on for all sadhakas. But for brahmachari, his reasoning, his intelligence should be very strong. He should be very intelligent, not just has cracked IIT or whatever and has got engineering degree or a doctor. Or that is not intelligence. Means spiritual intelligence. So scriptural reading, hearing classes makes him very strong. The Krishna consciousness movement is based on a solid philosophy of transcendental science. Superficially conclude, Mayavadis conclude, that those who dance and chant do not have philosophical knowledge. So when we are dancing, chanting, we should not be just sentimentally dancing, chanting. There should be proper understanding. That is the highest thing. Nacho gao bhakta sange karo sankirtan Krishna upadesha kari taraye jan. This is what Sripad Ishwar Puri guided Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after initiation. That you dance, you sing in the midst of devotees and instruct others into Krishna consciousness. Deliver everyone. So not that everybody dancing, I dance. There should be proper reasoning also behind. Though while dancing, the reasoning is somewhat in the background. In the foreground, there is dancing, singing, joy, bliss. But everybody stops. What are you doing? Foolishly dancing. No, sir. This is the perfection. So immediately you should be able to quote 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 or 5, 600 shlokas. I am dancing. Like that. Then it is not a sentimental follower. Those who are Krishna conscious actually have full knowledge of the essence of Vedanta philosophy. For they study the real commentary on the Vedanta philosophy, Srimad Bhagavatam, and follow the actual words of the Supreme Person regarded as found in Bhagavad Gita as it is. So that's why we should read Srimad Bhagavatam daily. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Especially brahmacharis should do that. Otherwise they won't be able to continue. After understanding the Bhagavad philosophy or Bhagavad Dharma, they become fully spiritually conscious or Krishna conscious, and therefore their chanting and dancing is not material but is on the spiritual platform. Okay, any question? Though we discussed only few shlokas, but very important concept that if our brain is not stronger than mind, we'll get carried away.
Even the basically should be means at one point of time should be reduced to
That you don't have to worry. Just the minimum. Whatever the yuktahar viharasya yukta chestasya karmasya. You don't have to reduce it to zero. Now this senior brahmachari, 30 years in ashram, he doesn't eat anything. मुंह खोलते हैं, हवा खाते हैं और थोड़ा पानी पीते हैं, बस. ये सब जरूरत नहीं है. But not doing overeating, not undereating. Nati ashnatastha yogosti. Not eating too much, not too less. Not sleeping too much, not sleeping too less. That is enough. Yes. Who?
Yes, Prabhu, you can ask question.
So I wanted to ask that you mentioned about bodily consciousness. So how to understand we are into bodily consciousness? How can we reduce it or reduce our bodily comforts, bodily needs?
Bodily needs you don't have to reduce and all that, but bodily comforts we should. That's why there are three zones, na? Comfort zone, which is for those who are in the mode of ignorance, and panic zone for those who are in the mode of passion, and stretch zone for those who are in the mode of goodness. So one should be in that middle comfort zone, around that stretch zone, and outermost panic zone. So one should not be in that passionate, too much panic, but one should be in the stretch zone, little more than one's ability. One should little bit stretch oneself. Just like muscles grow when we stretch them. If we just keep like that only, muscles won't grow. So likewise, we have to be under some great soul who gives us engagements in Krishna consciousness. And so by reading Prabhupada books, hearing classes, we will be inspired to read more and more books and learn more shlokas And that way we'll be always engaged. And when we are engaged with Krishna in Krishna conscious activities, then bodily concept of life will reduce. One day you will be not in bodily concept of life at all. You will be in the body, but you will understand, I'm in body, huh? Acha? Okay. That means bodily conception of life is gone. But you detected after a long time that you are inside body only. But you are not inside the bodily concept of life. You understand? No? So like that. So that will happen. But for that, continuous engagement is required with Krishna. Krishna conscious activities should be performed, not material activities. So all of you should give up your jobs, join as brahmacharis, and do 24 hours. Sleep also, oh Lord, I exhausted myself today in your service. Tomorrow I want to do double the service. So just for recovering the exhaustion, I will do now Shayan Seva, 6 hours of service, called as Shayan Seva. Prasad Seva, Shayan Seva, like that. Not serving any other master than Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Jagannath Balas, Gaur Nitai, Baldev Vidyabhishek, Vishwachakra Thakur, Shad Goswamis, Panchatattva. No boss, Mr. Anil Verma or Ramesh Sharma, which will increase your karma. So give up job, surrender to Radha Vrindavan Chandra. Be a full-time devotee. Then bodily conception will go away. Yes or not? Yes. All your friends are saying yes. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Just like all of you, when you are working in the company, you are not your parents' child, you are not your friend's friend, you are not your teacher's student, you are under that fellow. Whatever he says, though, for the 8 hours, you have to just execute because you are paid for that hours. And the moment you are free from the office hours, then your son of your mother, when you call them and okay, I'm coming for function or this, and you are coming for you, I will book the room. Then you are, then you are not under boss. So 24 hours, if you are under Krishna, then you are not acting in any other relationship. Then you become free from bodily concept. That is the secret. Kirtaniya sadahari satatam kirtayanto maam.
I was asking about since if we are engaged, but our consciousness is basically not that we are actually serving Krishna. It's kind of a work mentality. Then how the bodily concept of life will be reduced?
That means we are not hearing properly. Either not hearing enough or not hearing properly. That's why Shravanam and Kirtanam are the foundations. If that is not happening properly, then it will become just a household chore kind of some material work. Just finish it off. I start the task and I finish the task. It takes some time from start to end, but I finish it off. Then I take next task. So it is not like that. It has to be seen as seva. Seva adhikara diye karo nijadasi. So when we are in proper consciousness, which is the gift of Krishna in Guru Parampara, by hearing from great souls, then the consciousness is refined, it's fine-tuned, it's crystal clear, it's very highly Krishna conscious. So then everything is done as a service. That long before we said, you only give me, I think, that after backup, when you all have that Aparad Shalan, what is it called? Huh? Aparad Shodan Mantra. Aparad Sahasrani Kriyande Harnisham Maya Dasohameti Man Matva Shamasva Madhusudana. Oh my dear Lord Madhusudan, I performed so many, I committed so many aparads, offenses during my vessel washing, backup, or whatever service. So please forgive me of them all. And there only na Gatir Yatra, Smritish Chinta, Boyasara. Before that also, that let my every word be your glorification. Wherever I am, let there be. Every walk, let it be yatra. So let every act be a service. Smritishinta, every remembrance, every thought be your remembrance. By hearing mainly, we become highly Krishna conscious.
It, it seems that sometimes even someone with high sadhana, reading, chanting, hearing have faced problems or left Krishna consciousness. How to understand and be cautious, Venkatesh?
That means that means they have some jnana beach, and that led to some offense, some pride, and the pride leads to offending Vaishnavas. And when one offends Vaishnavas, then will leave Krishna consciousness. One who hears in Guru Parampara and achieves real knowledge, he will not be proud. And one who is not proud, he will not offend others. So he will continue humble. As Radheshyam Pr says, Radhe Radhe bolo, chote ban ke raho. That means always chanting Hare Krishna and considering oneself very insignificant, humble servant of everyone. But one who gets jnana bija through some other people who are not in parampara, he gets knowledge, acquires knowledge, but that knowledge is jnana bija, which will choke the growth of bhakti lata, and bhakti lata will dry up. One will commit offense, and one's bhakti will be destroyed. One will leave ashram. Thus, what is required is getting humility, developing humility. Humility develops by achieving knowledge. Real Vidya, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. One who has this knowledge, Vidya, he is endowed with humility. Pride is coming. How can pride come? That means it is not Gyan. It is Jnana Beach. It is the seed of some from wrong place somewhere he has gathered knowledge. That's why these YouTube movies and all are very dangerous, because all sorts of sadhus are there, and quote unquote we don't know what are these sadhus doing in their personal lives, isn't it? Somebody may be smoking cigarette, bidi, drinking wine also, at least having affairs with women. And what kind of morning program do they attend? We don't know. In Vrindavan Dham, I saw in the lane a sadhu with dadi and all that. He was smoking cigarette and he was reading newspaper. And I was shocked. This is in Vrindavan Dham. And he was a young man, so to say, must be 30, 35 max. I don't think he was beyond 40. And openly he was smoking cigarette and reading newspaper. How can we be hearing? Such people can be there on YouTube, having their presence, giving some classes, some philosophy they may speak, some verses they may know. But what about personal practice? That may be very poor or may not be there on the just some. So when one hears such lectures on YouTube or anywhere, when they give their saptas, etc., then one gets jnana beach. It appears like Gyan, so much knowledge, you have so many slokas, but it is a contamination and it is a disturbance in bhakti. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Bhakti should not be covered by fruitive action and impersonal knowledge. So those who are hardcore personalists, our acharyas, for them Krishna is a person, the supreme person, a loving person, and who offer all their love to him in their practical day-to-day life by offering him bhoga, cleaning the temple, deity worship, and all these varieties of services. Such devotees we should hear from, even though they may not be very knowledgeable. Sometimes it is true, means Prabhupada disciples coming from foreign countries may not know hundreds and thousands of slokas. Like we are Indians, we have access from childhood to Sanskrit. It's easier for us to know thousands of slokas, memorize. Prabhupada disciples may not be able to memorize so many slokas. But if you see, they know translation verbatim. And more than translation also, they are able to apply that in their life. What that sloka is saying, they have applied in life and they have realizations from that, which is not the case with many other so-called scholars in India. They may, because born in India, Sanskrit is more or less like Hindi only. They may be knowing thousands of slokas and they can speak in a very emotional way, and all the audience is crying tears. And one audience is giving handkerchief to the other. Radhe, Radhe, and they can make all drama, all display, and people will. तेरे मन की गंगा मेरे मन की यमुना, बोल राधे बोल संगम होगा के नहीं, होगा के नहीं. तो ये सोच रहा है कि मेरे गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ मेरा संगम होगा कि नहीं. हाँ हाँ, उसका नाम भी राधा ही है. तो such kind of, that's why Prabhupada says in somewhere that devotional life is practical activity, not just a sentimental something display. This is NOI, I think third verse, Utsaha Nisha Dhairyat, because one should be enthusiastic, na? So there he says, it should not be just emotional display. It should be practical activity. Nectar of instruction. Third verse. Yeah, first line only. Devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Its substance is practical activity. You have to be engaged in serving Krishna. Practically do something. Not that a matter of sentimental speculation. I think Radha Rani must be loving Krishna in this way. What loving Krishna? And it's all speculation. Or imaginative ecstasy. You are imagining only ecstasy. So this kind of foolishness we should not have in life. We should be deep in the scriptures, but simultaneously very devotional also. Is that okay?
He wrote ahead.
Ahead is written. What is written?
Sometimes even sincere devotee faces big external or internal problem. Family, financial, anartha, misunderstanding, etc. So then, out of helplessness, they leave. What to do if we face this?
They out of helplessness?
They leave. What to do if we face this?
We face this. We should see who are in front of us, who are going on steadily. Many years back, we had one saffron accepting ceremony. I don't know whose it was, but His Grace, I think Gaurang Prabhu made one point that of our brahmachari, when he is going forward in his life, he may see that many in front have left. It is like army moving forward towards the opposing, and they are shooting like an and so many things will happen. So your front row of soldiers may be all shot. They all they fall down, and somebody on your left, on your right, backside, all are dead. Consider maybe your commander-in-chief also might die, something like that. But then one person is ahead somehow. He's not dead and he's marching forward. So that is enough for a brahmachari to go ahead. Though hundreds and thousands might have fallen down, one person in front is enough for him to be enthusiastically moving forward. So likewise, we have so many devotees who are moving forward enthusiastically. So these devotees, other devotees who face difficulty, certainly some problem. See, there is not like nobody can face difficulty. Difficulties will be there in life. But then we have guides who can take us out of difficulty. Krishna is the supreme guide. He says, Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavamina chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. One who is always absorbed in me, for him, aham, he says, mrityu, Tesham aham samudharta, uddharak. I am their swift deliverer. Mrityu samsara sagarat. That photo, the devotee is drowning in the ocean and Krishna comes on Garudji and he is extending his hand and the devotee is appealing to Krishna. Krishna will pull him out in all this. So Krishna and his representatives, Guru, they will take him out from that difficulty. But the problem is this person is not taking shelter. So problem is not the problem. Problem is he is not taking shelter, seeking guidance from superiors. So then he will leave bhakti. So we don't have to worry. We can pray for such a person who has fallen down from the path of bhakti or who has left whatever, we can pray that may Krishna bless him with the association of devotees. But you move forward, seeing somebody else is there to guide me. Even if one person is there, that is enough. You can go on and on and on and on. I heard in all the some 40 brahmacharis of New Vrindavan, everybody got married. But our spiritual master, His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, he was staunch brahmachari. He remained steadily brahmachari. And then eventually he was given sannyas. He became sannyasi. So many allurements came for him, journey home. That beautiful girl, Ila or somebody, was very attractive, very beautiful, beautiful eyes. And she was in love also with Maharaj. And she called him to one particular spot, but he resisted. He did not go there. And in New Vrindavan also, so many brahmacharis were attracted to him. They wanted him as their husband. And they exposed their bodily parts to allure him. But he was staunch, determined, did not budge an inch, and remained lifelong brahmachari. So, from wherever he got his inspiration, maybe from Prabhupada or whatever. So, we have so many inspirations. No need to worry about. That's why Prabhupada said, don't be surprised that many leave, but be surprised even if few stay back. Even if one stays back, that is good enough. Maya is so powerful, she can take away all ISKCON devotees. Everything can get lost. That's why I heard Prabhupada kept BBT purposefully separate. Even if whole ISKCON collapses because of corrupt devotees, corruption in Kali Yuga, BBT will go on printing Prabhupada books as it is. Go on. And some sincere fellows will receive and okay, it's very nice. I should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is very good. I should chant 16 rounds. He's saying I should chant like that. Many times Prabhupada says 64 rounds is recommended. Somebody, I met Mataji yesterday, Priti Mataji. She is chanting 64 rounds daily, not even initiated. I asked Mataji, how old are you? She said 49. I said, how we are not chanting 64, how you chant? She said, Mataji said, we have come late now, we came recently to Bhakti. So much we have to, compensate our, follow that, I said, my God, great, give me the dust of your lotus feet. 64 rounds, can you imagine? Mataji, brahmachari is always scared of chanting 64 rounds. Ekadashi ko difficult, what to speak of daily. So, sincere souls will get book of Prabhupada and they will continue. Even if all ISKCON devotees become corrupt and destroy ISKCON. That's why Prabhupada said ISKCON doesn't have any threat from outside. Who can break in entire ISKCON? ISKCON devotees only, not outsiders. Outsiders, when they attack, ISKCON devotees will come together and they will become very powerful. But when outsiders don't attack, devotees only attack on each other. And they keep fighting, keep destroying, like that. So don't be surprised if many devotees leave. You are seeing only a few here and there living. Many leave. I have seen in last 30 years, hundreds of brahmacharis leaving ashram. So many. Those who were my seniors also. But they also left. Seniors, peers, juniors, all left. But there are so many others who are marching forward so sincerely, enthusiastically. One example is enough. And we have so many great souls. Prabhupada himself did not budge an inch, march forward. Anyway, I can say he is eternal associate of Lord. But whatever. He was undisturbed. He was focused on Guru's instructions and giving shape to those instructions. One should be like that. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Is that all? Should we end? Sundarshyam Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Kapil Prabhu is very desperate. दोनों आ गए. Both are married with Krishna. अरे divorce immediately.